Hello lecturers. Today I will be presenting on the impact of globalization on the hospitality industry. As the world globalizes, markets begin to interact more and barriers become smaller. We shall be looking at the issues that globalization has brought about for human resource management in the hospitality industry. Hotel owners and other hospitality businesses realize that they need to think of the world as one whole borderless market and plan accordingly to that in order to gain the largest share in the market. Players in the industry are now rushing to claim the biggest market share to gain more profit. In order for that to happen, they need to gather valuable assets and resources. As this market is heavily service-based, one of the most valuable resources to capitalize on are human resources. However, when it comes to matters regarding people, there are bound to be issues that need to be addressed. We can classify these issues into three sectors: cultural, economic, and legal. Displayed here is the mind map and the main gist of what we will cover. The first impact is cultural-wise. Due to globalization, a successful player in the hospitality industry needs to be equipped to cater to a culturally diverse market, especially since service industries are heavily customer-oriented. Customers from different backgrounds will have their own unique needs, and it would benefit the company greatly if the human resource management teams could source the perfect employees from around the globe that are able to understand and fulfill the needs of a variety of customers. However, it has been observed that most workers have a preference for working in more developed countries. This is because they can get a better working environment and lifestyle there. The salary and benefits offered by countries in developed countries are also often better than what they would get in a developing country. This can pose as a challenge for human resource management teams in developing countries, as sourcing employees from around the globe will be harder for them. It is important that proper training be given to employees that come from different parts of the world, so that they are acclimatized to the host country's working ethics and culture. This transition should be slow so that the employee doesn't feel so much of a burden. The second impact is economic-wise. With globalization, markets from around the world are heavily influenced by each other, and economic fluctuation occurring in any part of the world will affect others as well. However, countries with a higher forex capital can save themselves with government injections into the economy. Employment demands in countries with a highly stable economy can be fulfilled easily, as these employees are more likely to want to work there. But what about the countries with lesser economic stability? Employees working in such countries would demand a higher salary as compensation for the risk that they are taking. This results in a low availability of workers and higher wage expenses. This was posed as a significant challenge for any human resource management team. When the human resources are not matched according to the needs of the customers, businesses in the hospitality industry could be affected, and this would mainly happen to companies who don't have a large capital to begin with. The last impact is legal-wise. Possible legal exploits in the hospitality industry may lead to situations where employees are treated unethically. It is possible for those in developed countries to exploit legal loopholes to hire employees from developing countries where labor is available for cheap. This results in the employees being paid below the minimum wage. This will result in them being unable to have a good quality of life in a developed country, since they have lower salaries but still have to cope with the higher standard of living. Workers who come from developing countries also lack the bargaining power for better workplace treatment. Should they face discrimination in the workplace with regards to age, gender, or race, they might not be able to hold their employers accountable, as this may mean risking their jobs. With globalization, job opportunities have increased for many across the globe. However, this may come at the expense of workplace ethics. Every issue that globalization poses on the human resource management field can be managed and countered in various ways. The best way to do it would be through a proper human resource plan. The cultural impact poses threats of labor demand. The amount that a company can invest into human resources is limited. By conducting a proper labor demand survey, companies can better understand the employment market and how to acquire the human resources needed without expending too much of their own resources. A national level environmental scanning will also help companies avoid the legal issues that are accidentally or intentionally infringed upon. This process can help the company understand what are the labor laws practiced at the national level. The company can then find loopholes that allows them to evade the extensive investment of resources, but at the same time give employees all the rights that they deserve. Companies can make sure to balance the employment force with both local and foreign talent, so as to cope with supply and demand of labor even during an economic crisis. Companies should make sure to shortlist those who are vital to the running of the business and reduce non-essential employees to cut down on overheads. Even though globalization is beneficial to the hospitality industries in many ways, there can also be drawbacks. Through the recommendations we have made, we hope to reduce the impacts of the drawbacks and take advantage of the benefits that globalization has to offer. Thank you very much for your attention. These are the references that we use throughout this presentation.